Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. I am your host, Jeff Escow. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every day here on Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. Jam-packed show. Check us out every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. If you live in the Central.
You live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, I caught you off guard there, didn't I, buddy? Yeah, I'm a little sneaky sometimes. You got to listen. I got to make sure you're paying attention. That was our co-host, Sean Mann. We'll get to him in just a minute. Let's get all the particulars out of the way. Head on over to Facebook, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And while you're doing that, might as well check us out on Twitter, too, at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Now, if you're listening to us on SportsWorldRadio.com, you can head on over to Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Come and hang out in the chat room with us after you get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio. Click the live show. They'll show up at the bottom of the show. Press play. Click the bubble right to the right of the word Sports World Radio, and you'll be right in the chat room and start chatting away with us and ask us anything you want. If you don't want to do that, 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with Sports World Radio. With all the particulars out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that co-host of ours, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to the 2nd of December, 2014 already. Hard to believe. 6:05 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:05 p.m. on the West. Weather right now, it is about 38 degrees, sunshiny here in the land of potatoes.
2nd of December.
Yeah.
Holy freaking cannoli. 23 shopping days till Christmas, boys and girls.
Yeah, your least favorite time of year.
Exactly right. My least favorite time of the year is here. Woohoo, yippee, yahoo! Hey, how's the weather out there by you?
Sunshiny, about 38 degrees.
You got sun? That's
Yep.
nice. I got rain.
Raining out there,
Yeah,
huh?
I got black cloudy skies. It's not raining right now, but we've had on and off rain all day. You know, hey, gotta rain every once in a while here in sunny San Diego. You know, it's got to. We need, actually, you know what? We need the rain. We need the water. So it's okay if it rains. I don't really give a patootin's butt. You know how that goes. How many times a year do I say it's raining here in San Diego?
Not very often.
Not very often. So, hey, it's raining. What are you going to do? We're expecting rain for the next couple of days. So what are you going to do? It is what it is, what it is. It's rain, hey. Look at all these guys. Look at them all. They're all talking about freaking the Pick'em League. And that's kind of funny because I just happen to have the Pick'em League up right in front of my face. And Mr. Where is he, Browning Bastard? Where is Browning Bastard? Rat Bastard 88. He's in 10th place. You just sit there and be quiet, Rat Bastard 88, Mr. Browning Bastard. Okay? We've had some major moves going on in our Pick'em League. You know that. You moved down to 2nd place. You're 1 point out of 1st. Double A's in 3rd. Ebo's 4th. Wes is 5th. Nick is 6th. I am 7th. Frank is 8th. Ronegate is 9th. Browning Bastard is 10th. And Josh, the producer and program director, is 11th. Josh is out of the top 10. How about that? How about that? And our good friend, bald-headed friend to be, Adrian, he's in 15th. I think he's, like, done. I don't think he's playing anymore. How about them apples? You like those apples?
Very tasty apples. Very
You've been with
tasty
me
apples.
too.
All right, here's the first story.
You've been with
Ray
me too
Rice.
long, Sean. You've been with me too long.
Ray Rice hopes to play in the NFL again. Former Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice is eligible to play in the NFL once again, and he believes he should have the opportunity to do so. Rice, suspended in the wake of an assault on his then fiancée, Janae Palmer, is seeking a new job after winning reinstatement to the NFL last week. Both he and Janae Palmer Rice have spoken to the Today Show with Matt Lauer for a series of interviews illustrating their side of their story, and Rice is using his podium as a de facto job interview.
I don't believe anything. I believe that's all publicity right there. That's all that is.
Pretty much it is,
Yeah,
yes.
It's all publicity. Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. Poor me, you beat a freaking woman. Poor me. Just because you're an NFL player, you're not in jail. That's why. If you weren't an NFL player, you'd be in jail. If it was a common somebody like me or Sean or Josh or Browning Bastard or Nicholas or any normal human being, we'd be in jail right now. But because you're an NFL player, you're not. You're getting special treatment, and I don't think that's fair. My opinion.
Yeah, and the question is, too, for an NFL team, which team would Ray Rice go back to? Because he just got to reinstatement.
Yeah, he got reinstated, but you know what? I'm going to look at it this way, and a lot of people are going to tell me that I'm stupid and I'm crazy, and I don't care because that's the way I look at it. If he goes, any team that puts him on their roster condones hitting women. That's how I feel about it. Any team that he goes to play for is letting me know that what he did doesn't matter about hitting women. I'm just saying.
I would say that the team that would be most likely a possible fit for Ray Rice, you're going to probably be shocked about this, Jeff, but actually two teams. The Dallas Cowboys would be one because Jerry Jones has dealt with a lot of players who have gotten themselves in trouble with the NFL. And possibly the Oakland Raiders would be another team for Ray Rice to go to. Just saying.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel, and it's not going to change. Any team that puts him on their roster condones beating women. It's that simple.
True.
Anybody that puts Adrian Peterson on their roster condones child abuse. Just saying. That's how I feel about it.
That's the way I feel about it, too. And big decision indeed. And then it won't be long. And then April 15th of next year, Adrian Peterson will get his reinstatement into the NFL.
It's going to be nuts. I'm just saying, and that's just how I feel. And nobody can tell me anything different. I don't care what you say. Well, you're not going to give him a second chance? No, he beat freaking women and he beat a child. No.
Here, speaking of which, for more testifying, Adrian Peterson doesn't testify at hearing. Adrian Peterson did not testify at his appeal hearing Tuesday, according to a person familiar with the case. Peterson left without commenting after spending more than 3 hours at the hearing. His attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, said only that the hearing will continue Thursday. Peterson is seeking reinstatement after NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell suspended him for the rest of the season for violating the league's personnel conduct policy. Peterson will not be considered for reinstatement before April 15th of next year.
Josh, I kind of disagree with that statement. You know why? Because if it happened to you, you'd be in jail and you'd be labeled a child abuser. But because Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice are NFL football players, they're going to get a second chance. You would not. Don't give me any of that crap.
You would be busted, too. But if you were an NFL player, they would figure out a way to forgive you and get you off the hook.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You'd be labeled a child abuser, and you'd be done. You wouldn't be allowed to live near freaking schools, churches, parks, nothing. But oh no, because these guys are NFL players, let's give them a break. Screw that.
The NFLPA submitted a tape of a conversation between Peterson and Troy Vincent in which the NFL's executive vice president of football operations tells Peterson he would be credited with time served and receive a 2-game suspension if he attended a disciplinary hearing November 14th with NFL Commissioner Goodell. Peterson skipped that meeting, so he didn't show up. And if I were Peterson, I would just say, wait till April 15th, get the suspension over with, get reinstated, and then start looking for NFL teams.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. And I hope Roger Goodell is going to learn a lesson from this, because I tell you, Jeff, after all we've had to hear with the previous shows and we've watched on ESPN, CNN SI, and Fox Sports and all of the sports radio stations and on television, yeah, it's related. But anyway, I'm just saying, I hope Roger Goodell, Jeff, will learn a big lesson from this, because he's definitely screwed the pooch. He didn't handle these horrible situations well.
No, because they're both NFL players, they're getting preferential treatment, and it disgusts me. It really does. It disgusts me.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, the law is one way for certain people, and it's one way for other people, and that's wrong. And that's 100% wrong. Because I can guarantee you, if it happened to me or Sean or Josh or any normal person out there, we wouldn't be getting the same treatment that freaking Adrian Peterson or Ray Rice is getting. I'm just saying.
Josh goes, they're going to get back in the league. Whether I agree with what they did is irrelevant. They'll get back in the league, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I know that. I know that. But there's something we can do about it. We could say it's wrong, and we can disagree with them, and we could talk about it like we are right now. And
That's true.
Right? And on that note, we're going to run to a quick commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles, which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in the Central,
If you happen to live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
hey, if you want to help out Sports World Radio by donating, head on over to SportsWorldRadio.com, and at the top of the page, you'll see the donate button. Click on the donate button, and you can donate whatever you want to the cause. Help us get some new equipment, man. All of us need some new equipment. We want to keep this thing going. Help us do what we're doing here at Sports World Radio. All right. So, Sean, what do you got for me next, buddy?
All right, next story. Umpire for Major League Baseball Dale Scott comes out as saying that he is gay. Sports reports that umpire Dale Scott has come out as gay. He's the first active umpire to do so. Former umpire Dale Paloon came out after he left umpiring. So I know this is something, Jeff, that you and I really don't talk about very much because it's kind of a personal matter for people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he says Scott's coming out wasn't done in some big announcement. It wasn't a political or social stand.
Good for him. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good for them, man. Come on out.
It was merely Scott allowing a picture of him and his husband of nearly 30 years.
Hey,
Michael Roush to be used in small magazine profile.
Hey, man. Cool. I got no problem with it whatsoever. Not one iota.
Not a problem with it at all, because think about it. The NFL, they have the same situation. I have seen that there have been players that have come out and said the same thing, that they are gay. Or in the NBA or in MLB. So I guess this is just something that has been an issue now for a long time. Scott tells Outsports that his colleagues in MLB has known Scott is gay for some time, and it's not been a thing to them at all.
I'm sure they've known for a long time.
Yeah, but he probably just wanted to keep it a secret and not reveal it. Hey, Michael, how you doing, bud?
I got no problem with it. What's 29-year vet, man? I got no problem. Big deal. Who cares? And I bet you he'll be there next year, umpiring a game. The only problem he might have now, okay, I really hate to say this, but it's true because there are mean people out there. Hey, Michael, what's up? There really are mean people out there. He makes a bad call during a game, whether it be a play at home or he calls a bad strike three. There will be fans out there that will call him derogatory names. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, I know that. They'll call him derogatory names. They'll say something about
him being
anti
gay.
this or anti that.
Correct. Him being gay and that, but more power to him. I'm glad he did it. It doesn't really matter to me. You do what you do, and that's fine. I have no problem with it. Okay? But there are going to be fans, and I'm telling you, there are going to be people that don't like that lifestyle. And if he makes a bad call against that fan's team, you could hear derogatory things said to him. Now, in some stadiums, you do that, security will come over and ask you to leave. Because there are kids at the game. When I go to a game, if I'm going to yell, I try not to curse. Because there are kids at the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they might do that, but you never know. What's my co-host's name? What are you, freaking deaf? It's Sean Man, the update man, you rat bastard. Holy freaking moly, man. It says it right there on the freaking picture. Sean. He looks like Drew Carey Jr., doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess I do, because I do wear the black glasses a little bit.
You're Drew Carey Jr., dude.
That's what my dad calls me sometimes. He says Drew because I wore the glasses like Drew Carey.
Hysterical.
Whose line is it anyway?
You like that, Joshy? His dad even calls him Drew sometimes. How about that?
From the late 90s, whose line is it anyway, or the Drew Carey Show?
Drew Jr. That's
Drew Jr.
Hysterical.
All right, the next, we move to Major League Baseball again. How about this? We talked about this, Jeff. The Rays trade Sean Rodriguez to the Pirates. And my question is, does this make the Pirates the team to beat the National League Central, or does it still go through St. Louis?
Who?
Sean Rodriguez.
Who?
Sean Rodriguez.
Who?
Sean Rodriguez.
Exactly. Don't mean nothing. Who?
Sean Rodriguez.
Can't say I've heard of the guy before.
Of course, he played a big role on some of the Rays teams with Joe Madden. And of course, the Rays are a team that has had a difficult offseason. They lost their manager in Joe Madden during the World Series this year. He went to the Cubs, and he has every belief the Cubs are going to be very, very good. Now they lose Sean Rodriguez, and the Rays are still searching for a manager.
Well, the Bucks needed to do something because they stink.
They lost Russell Martin.
Yeah,
That's right. Russell Martin went
deal.
to the Blue Jays.
Big deal. Russell Martin's getting old, man. He signed a 5-year deal, and he's getting old. How about this stupid move? The San Diego Padres make Mark Kotsay their hitting coach.
That's a shock.
That's
I can't
stupid.
believe that. Mark Kotsay, the hitting coach for the Padres.
Yeah,
wow.
That's pretty stupid, and I live here in San Diego. You know why? Because when he played for San Diego, he couldn't freaking hit the ball for crap.
The question is, can he teach the San Diego Padres some good hitting techniques?
That's that. You know what? I don't like that move at all. Kotsay is the 7th person to hold the job since spacious Petco Park opened in 2004. Okay? By comparison, there have only been 2 managers since then, Bruce Bochy and Bud Black. So there's only been 2 managers that ever coached the Padres in Petco Park, Bruce Bochy and Bud Black. But there's been freaking 7 hitting coaches.
Do you think, though, Jeff, with what the Padres have had to deal with, it's been a hard year for them with the loss of Tony Gwynn, and, of course, since Bruce Bochy left and he went up to San Francisco and turned the Giants around, do you think the Padres really haven't been the same since that 98 season when the Padres made
No, of course not. Of course not. But Phil Plantier was their hitting coach last year. He got fired at the end of the season. That team's offense stunk. It was abysmal, man. It was like nowhere to be found. And Kotsay, I don't think he's going to do any better. I don't think Kotsay is the freaking savior there. Are you kidding me?
Wherever you are, Beaver, when you're looking down on us and looking down on the Padres, wherever you are, bud, I know that you're waiting for that day to come when the Padres could win the Fall Classic, but it's going to take some time for that to happen.
It's going to take a lot of time for that to happen, man. I might not see it in my time.
For the Rays, though, Jeff, where do the Rays go from here? You look at the Rays, like I pointed out, they just look like a team that's starting to be what I think a team that'll hit bottom again. And the Rays, of course, were the team that was big in 08 and were very, very tough to beat when Joe Madden was
still
there.
living. See, that's the problem with you. You live in the past. That's the problem.
That's not the problem with living in the past. They just have to realize where do they go from here and able to stay on top of the AL East after all the success they've had since 08.
All the success they had, how'd they do last year? They sucked. How'd they do the year before that? They sucked. They haven't had any success the last couple of years. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
They've been a playoff team. They've been tough.
Did they go to the playoffs? Did they go to the playoffs last year? No.
Lost.
Huh? No, they didn't, did they? Did they go to the playoffs the year before that? No, they didn't, did they?
In 2013, they did.
Yeah, but they lost in the first round, correct?
Yes.
They haven't been a good baseball team in years, since 2008, 2009. That's a long time ago, my friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Every league, and you know it as well as I do, every professional league, every professional team is just like, what have you done for me lately? That's all they care about. They don't care what happened in the past. They want to know, what have you done for me lately?
True.
You got to remember that, okay? So when you say things like, oh, they've been good since 2000, no, they haven't. They haven't. They really, really haven't. They stink. Just like the New York Giants, just like the New York Knicks, just like the Boston Celtics. They stink. Hey, speaking of Boston teams, I'm a little pissed off at your New England Patriots.
Why would you be upset with them?
Because it's raining. It's their fault. They brought the crappy
You're
weather.
blame Mother Nature because they brought the rain with them there to San Diego?
That's right.
Please.
They brought the crappy weather with them. The hell out of my town, you rat bastards.
Jeff, it's called you can't control the Mother Nature. It's a part of life. You have to deal with weather all the time, good or bad.
It's pouring out there. They thought they were going to come to sunny San Diego and have a good week. Now they're practicing in the rain. Ha ha.
Well, isn't practice for football or football meant to be played in the rain?
Yes, it is.
my point exactly.
Yes, it is, but it's going to be beautiful and sunny on Sunday. So they're going to be practicing in the rain all week, and then Sunday it's going to be gorgeous. How about that? Look, do you blame you? That's right. You tell him, Josh. You see what Josh says? Do you blame Mother Nature for the Patriots losing to the Packers? Yes, he did. Yes,
what
he
does that
did,
have
Josh.
To do with it, Josh? Yeah, you're just happy because they
No,
lost.
because
you can't
you
stand the Pats.
See, you blame Mother Nature for New England losing, and now you're just telling me that I can't blame New England on Mother Nature, what they're doing here?
The wind saved it for the Packers.
Get
Don't give me that.
Who doesn't matter? That's Mother Nature. You're blaming Mother Nature.
Right.
And then you're telling me not to blame Mother Nature, but Monday you were blaming Mother Nature. Right?
Yes.
Okay, you can't talk out of both sides of your ass.
All right.
Can't have it both ways, my friend. One way or another. Josh, you're getting close, buddy. You are. He should be. You're right.
I have been the Rat Bastard of the Week enough times in the 6 years I've done it with him. Don't give me that, Josh.
Josh, he's been the Rat Bastard more times than...
Since you've been here on the show. Don't give me that, you piece of work.
He's been the Rat Bastard of the Week more times than you've been here longer on the show.
Yeah, exactly. So don't give me that. Otherwise, you should be the Rat Bastard.
But I agree with you.
I
agree with you. He should, because he's talking outside of both of his heinies, both of his patooties. One coming out of his mouth and one going out of his ass. Because he's saying one thing on Sunday and then he's saying another thing on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Today's Tuesday.
I'm sorry. Tuesday. So he contradicted himself one day to the next. Right? Am I right? He could get the Rat Bastard of the Year because he's been it so many times. He could get the Rat Bastard He could get the Rat Bastard Decade Award of the Year once we get to 10 years together. He's only got 4 more years to go.
Here's what I said. Then I quit the show. LOL. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know you're kidding. You would never quit because you would miss this too much. But that's funny. He tells me not to blame Mother Nature, but yesterday you were blaming Mother Nature for them losing. Which one is it now, you hump?
And on that note, we got to run to our second commercial break.
Wow, he's weaseling right on out of it. We'll be right back with Jeff Escow and Shaw Man on
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitment, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Sports World Radio, Jeff Escow, Sean Mann on SportsWorldRadio.com every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central?
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
Holy freaking moly, he said that pretty fast. It's pouring out here right now. It's raining really good.
Next is the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Skippy Bayless said today, and he came out, that LeBron James is a better player than Michael Jordan.
Yeah? I don't hear him being called Air James, do I? Huh?
Air James.
Huh,
oh,
Skippy?
I'm Air James.
They're
I'm
not
better
no.
than anybody.
I don't hear no Air James freaking nothing, right? No, they're called Air Jordans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Shove it.
He would probably say, well, how am I supposed to shove it when I know what I'm talking about?
You don't
This
know
is
what
the
you're
new
talking
era. He
about.
can break Jordan's records.
He could, but he's not going to. He's got a long way to go, and he's getting old already.
And he probably would say, well, then how come LeBron has 2 championships and Patrick Ewing didn't win any in the 90s?
I don't care. I don't care. You said LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Well, I don't see any shoes called Air James. No, they're called Air Jordans. So sit there and shut up.
Skippy Bayless said that I still have Brady over A-Rod for MVP.
Well, you're still
Away
wrong.
games also count in this race. See A-Rod at Seattle, New Orleans, Detroit. No, I won't relax.
He's what?
He says, no, I won't relax, Skippy Bayless said. He says he'd take Brady over anybody for MVP.
I hate to tell you, douchebag, it's going to be freaking Aaron Rodgers the way he's playing right now.
He probably would end up saying, oh, yeah, right? Wait until you see Green Bay start folding and losing.
How do you say that? Who's Green Bay's next opponent?
Green Bay plays Monday Night Football against the Atlanta Falcons.
5-7?
Yep.
Lots of luck.
Skippy Bayless said that he should own ESPN.
No, you should be fired from ESPN because you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You probably would say, well, if you were president or the manager of ESPN, what would I do if I got fired? I wouldn't be able to debate anybody on sports and know what I'm talking about.
Go somewhere else. You wouldn't be working for me. I'll tell you that right now.
Skippy Bayless said that it's the most viewed and listened to video and audio sports show in the world. That's what he said about his show, The View.
The View?
He said that it's the most viewed and listened to video and audio sports show in the world.
You're an idiot. That's all I got to say. You're an idiot. Because people listen to see what stupid things you're going to say so they can make fun of you.
Skippy Bayless said that First Take educates the viewers on the truth in sports.
See how he's self-promoting himself?
Yeah.
You don't see nobody else promoting him but himself.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? You don't see Stephen A. Smith saying that stuff, do you? You
Yeah.
know why? Because he doesn't have to promote himself. He doesn't have an ego like that.
But he probably would say, but look, we're here to teach people education and sports and try to make sure that they can become opinionated.
Not the things you say, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about because you say some of the stupid things. Like Jason Garrett is a better coach than Don Shula. That's stupid. That's stupid. Like Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. That's stupid.
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will blow out the Chicago Bears.
You better hope so, because if they don't, I'm coming after you.
On that Friday show? Oh, I can
better
just
hope
see Jeff
so.
coming right after him.
You better hope so.
Skippy Bayless
You
said
should,
that
Frank.
my Dallas Cowboys can beat the New England Patriots in New England.
You know who should own ESPN? Me and Frank.
And then what would you do? You come in there and say, Skippy, hit the
He's
road,
fired.
Jack. You're
He's
fired.
done. He's out of there. See ya. I'll pay off your contract. Get the hell out of my studio.
And
You're out of here.
Then he would just say, then I'll launch a protest on Jeff and Frank for ESPN and try to boot them off.
You can. I own it.
And ESPN's been around since 1979.
You can't. I own you. That's right. I'm telling you, you be gone, dude. And I'll tell you something. The only way I would buy ESPN is if I can fire you, Skippy. That's the only way I'm buying ESPN is if I can fire you.
And then he would say, well, that's not fair. That's unfair. That's not right.
It's in the contract that I can fire you the second my second Frank and I sign the contract.
And then he'd say, well, then who's going to take over my show? Who's
Me.
going to take over First Take?
Me and Stephen A. Smith and Frank. I'm getting rid of that broad, too.
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will win the Super Bowl despite everybody criticizing them.
You know what? You know what we should do?
What?
We should do a parody of First Take. Okay? Me, you, and Frank should do a parody of First Take, and we'll call it Best Take. Okay? We'll call it Best Take. We should do a parody of that. You play the broad, Sean.
Okay.
You play the broad. Frank will play Stephen A. Smith, and I'll play Skippy.
But how about him coming out and saying, my Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, and everybody can stop criticizing them?
Is that going to happen? What's going to happen when it doesn't happen and everybody still criticizes you, jackass?
Then he'll probably come up with another excuse saying, my Cowboys will come back next year and win the Super Bowl.
I still have a hard time with the statement that he says that several statements that he says that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I still don't see Air James. The only shoes I still see selling are Air Jordans, you jackass.
Well, he probably would say, well, it's a new era. The era of the 90s is over with. And he's the one who always goes, if you get on me about the past, Jeff, you can get on Skippy Bayless about it. He talks about the past all the time.
He constantly lives in the past. But even today, they're still selling Air Jordans, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I don't see him selling Air James. Do you?
Nope.
Exactly.
Skippy Bayless said that LeBron James is the greatest NBA player of all time.
He's not. He's not even the best player. He wasn't even the... As far as I'm concerned, he wasn't even the best player last year in the league. And I hate to tell you, he ain't the best player this year in the league either.
He probably would say, look at the championships he's won. He's won 2 NBA championships. He has the potential to win more titles and overtake everybody for NBA championships.
No, he does not. His window is closed for taking over Michael Jordan. His window is closed for getting to Kobe Bryant. Okay? He's not even going to get close. I'm just saying.
Skippy Bayless said that if LeBron played in the ABA would still be here.
Skippy Bayless. There is no ABA, so don't even say that. The ABA died before you were freaking a teenager, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. How old is Skippy?
Skippy, I believe, is in his 50s. I think he's 55.
He's always not too much older than me. So he might have been around for the ABA and then it went away. Okay, because I was around for the ABA, the tail end of it. So he might have been around for it too.
Skippy Bayless said that the Garden of Eden documentary will not change the fact that the Knicks suck.
Is that son of a bitch Joey Crawford still freaking reffing games?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And how slow he is.
Unstinking believable. What did Skippy say?
Skippy Bayless said that the Garden of Eden documentary will not change the fact that the Knicks suck.
Correct, but it's a great documentary. I hate to tell you something, Skippy. The Garden of Eden wasn't supposed to change your mind on about the Knicks right now. It was supposed to show you what the Knicks did in 70 and 73 and showed you how they saved the NBA. You don't understand that. That's your problem.
He probably would say, oh, yeah? Who really saved the NBA? He probably would say Bird and Magic saved the NBA.
Knicks,
so he says, how can the Knicks save the NBA
you're
when
a
Bird
schmuck.
and Magic came?
See, you're a real idiot. Then you don't know the true background of the NBA, do you?
He doesn't.
You don't know the true background of the NBA. The NBA was almost done in the 70s. And correct me if I'm wrong. That's before Bird and Magic, you moron.
Yep.
Okay? What the Knicks did saved the NBA back then. I hate to tell you, but college basketball back then was more popular than the NBA. Sold out the Garden more than the Knicks did. Watch the documentary. Maybe you'll learn something, you jackass.
Frank goes, the 1980s saved the NBA. The NBA came of age in the 1980s. And then Frank goes, answer my question. Did Michael Jordan ever lose an NBA final? No, he did not.
Let me ask you a question. There would have been no 80s to save if the Knicks didn't save it in the 70s.
Correct.
Right, Sean?
Right.
So you could say all you want that the game was saved in the 80s. You're wrong. Because the game was really saved in the 70s first. Then something happened in 78 where it started to go bad, 79, and then boom, Bird and Magic came in and then made it the way it is today. But the Knicks originally saved it in the 70s because they were ready to go bust. They were ready to close the doors to the NBA. And then all of a sudden, here come the Knicks and did what they did. Happened to be in the Mecca in New York City at the Garden. So the Knicks really saved. Watch the documentary. Maybe you people will learn something.
Especially him. On that note, I've got some more Skippy Bayless to get to, but we have to run to our first.
Yeah, and we got to get all our Skippy Bayless stuff out of the way before Frank comes in so he doesn't have to hear about Skippy no more when we're on the phone with him. So this is our first update. Our first update is brought to you by The Flipper. Christmas is coming, boys and girls. I said it's 23 days away. All right? This makes a great stocking stuffer, The Flipper. I know you guys and gals hate touching the toilet seat to lift it up and to lower it, especially the ladies. When their guy's gone to the bathroom and they left the seat up, they got to grab it and put it down so they can go to the bathroom. Well, now, no, don't fret, ladies. No more. Get yourself a flipper at flipperflipper.com. Okay? Get yourself a flipper today at flipperflipper.com. Never, ever touch the toilet seat ever again to lift it or lower it. flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Man, with the first update of the day.
National Hockey League on this Tuesday, the 2nd of December. Senators at Islanders, Devils at Penguins, the Canucks at the Capitals, Predators at Hurricanes, Lightning at Sabres, Stars at Maple Leafs, Panthers at Red Wings, Coyotes at Flames, Flyers at the Sharks. That game is on the NBC Sports Network, and the Bruins take on the Kings. In the NBA, here's the list of games for tonight. Total of 10 games, just like it was when I mentioned about hockey. Bucks at the Cavaliers, Celtics at the Hawks, Lakers at the Pistons, Nets at the Knicks, Mavericks at the Bulls, Thunder at the Pelicans, Trailblazers at Nuggets, Pacers at Suns, Raptors at Kings, Magic at the Warriors. This concludes the NBA. In the NFL, Monday Night Football was complete. This was a really close game that I'm going to talk with Jeff and Frank about in the top of the hour. Dolphins were able to come back against a Jet team that didn't play that bad, especially since they're one of the worst teams in the NFL. They won 16-13 last night. That's the update for Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, the 2nd of December, 2014. We're going to run to a commercial break. This update was brought to you by flipperflipper.com.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Pescow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Now, while we were at the break, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at ESPN. Leslie, that's her name, Leslie Zarniak, who's doing ESPN right now. She's one hot smoking broad. But there is one other hot smoking broad that, as far as I'm concerned, and when I was talking to Sean during the break during this, so I might as well continue the conversation, right, buddy?
Right.
There's one broad that's even hotter than her. And as far as I'm concerned, she's the hottest broad on ESPN by far. Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill is smoking hot. She talks sports. Leslie Zarniak, smoking hot. She talks sports. That's a major turn-on. A broad that talks sports? Are you kidding me? You'll always have something to talk about. Even when there's nothing to talk about, you could talk about sports. Right, Sean?
Right on.
That's what you need to do. You got to find a broad that knows how to talk sports, bro.
With good perspective.
Yeah, well, who cares if she's got a good perspective or not? At least she could talk sports.
I'm like Skippy, who we get to now. Skippy Bayless, here's what he said, Jeff. Now he changed his mind. He said some negative things about Pablo Sandoval. He said now that Pablo Sandoval is the best player in the MLB.
He changes his mind more than a woman changes her tampon when she's on her period.
He says that Pablo Sandoval is the best player in Major League Baseball.
Hearing you. Hold on 1 second, buddy. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, I'm having some major problems hearing you. Hold on. I have to go back to the way I was doing it before, and I don't like that. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
Skippy Bayless said that my Boston Red Sox are the best dynasty in sports.
He's an idiot. What do you think about that? You're a Red Sox fan.
Wouldn't necessarily call them a dynasty. Am I happy that they've won in my lifetime? Yes, I am happy about it. But in order to be a dynasty, it usually takes 3 or 4 championships to win and become a dynasty.
Well, he's an idiot.
Skippy Bayless, how about this? He said that Bill Parcells should coach my San Diego Chargers.
They're not your San Diego Chargers, jackass. Now because they're in the playoff picture, all of a sudden they're your San Diego Chargers? You bandwagon fan, you?
He said, yeah, they're my San Diego Chargers. Look at the record, 8-4, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, but they weren't yours all season long. All of a sudden now they're in the wild card hunt to yours? Get the hell out of here, you bandwagon fan.
Frank says, bring me in for the Bayless bashing. That's what Frank says.
Oh, Frank wants to come in? Well, when we bring you in, we'll bring you in. You like your normal bring in, and you could bash him when you come in.
Skippy Bayless said that Tom Coughlin should be fired.
I don't care what you say. Which
He would probably
might
say,
happen.
well, look at the record. They're 3-9. They can't beat Jacksonville. They've got major problems with their offense.
Okay, I'm gonna be Skippy Bayless for 1 second. Okay, and I'm gonna say to him, because he likes to talk about the past, correct?
Yes.
Has Tom Coughlin won them 2 Super Bowls, Skip?
He would probably say yes.
Okay, does that deserve him 1 more year?
He probably would say yes.
Then sit there and shut up. You just answered your own question, didn't you?
Yep.
Huh? You just answered your own question.
But he would probably come back and say, well, Mr. Eskow, tell me this. How about the fact if they lose 4 more games and drop to 3-13, then it's time for a major coaching change. Wouldn't you say that the Giants should go out then and go get another coach?
Yes, but it's not going to happen. Hey, Frank, if Skip Bayless steps foot in San Diego this week to go to the game to watch his New England Patriots play, I'm going to go to the stadium and I'm going to find him.
How about this one? Skippy Bayless said that Jason Garrett is better than Jim Harbaugh.
Jason Garrett does not have a playoff win under his belt.
Just one.
One playoff win under his belt. Harbaugh's got more.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Harbaugh's been to the Super Bowl as the head coach already, right?
Right. That was in February of 2013.
Yeah. Neither has Jason Garrett, so sit there and shut up, Skippy.
He probably would say, well, what's going to happen when the Cowboys get to the playoffs and start winning playoff games and get to the Super Bowl this year?
You better hope they do, dude, because right now it don't look so promising.
He says 8-4. They can still do it. They're going to beat the Chicago Bears on Thursday.
They are not in the. Hey, it doesn't matter 8-4. They're not in the playoffs right now. They're on the outside looking in. They're not even a wild card team. They're on the outside looking in right now, Skip. What do you think of that? What do you think of that right now? If the playoffs were to start today, guess what, Skip? Your Dallas Cowboys would not be in it.
Then he'll just come up with another excuse. He says, oh, there's always next year.
How about that, Skip? Did you think about that? Keep talking about your Cowboys doing this and doing that right now. If the playoffs were to start, they're not in it.
Skippy Bayless said that ESPN is the cure for the common sports analysis.
No, it's not. Because your sports everything you say is wrong. And you contradict yourself. And I prove to everybody that what you say is wrong. You're a bandwagon fan. You obviously don't look at stats before you open up your mouth. Okay? And everything you say, I prove that you're wrong at.
Skippy Bayless said that nobody in the world can beat him in a debate in New York, San Diego, Chicago, Idaho, Oklahoma, etc.
I'm doing it right now. And I would do it in person. Why don't you come to the game this week and we'll do a show at the game. And I'll just rip you to no threat, no shreds. And I'll tell you what, we'll do it on the internet so you can curse at me.
And then he'll probably would say, yeah, well, I would probably meet you and debate you, Mr. Eskow, and then I would be able to whoop you, and then you would not be very happy at all.
You would not be able to whoop me because you don't know what you're talking about. There's no way in hell Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. And the stats prove it. So
especially
if you can tell
when he plays hurt.
Exactly. And you're going to tell me anything different, you're wrong. The stats prove it. Number 2, you jump off and on bandwagons like they're going out of style. And that's not true broadcasting journalist. As a broadcasting journalist, you're supposed to be biased because you're not broadcasting or writing for a specific team. So you're supposed to be biased, which you're not.
Even Jeff taught me about that when I kept saying my this and my that. So I had to learn my lesson not to. I can always be a fan of the Boston sports teams, but I can't always say that they're my teams because I don't even work for them.
And the statements that you make are totally 100% wrong.
Skippy Bayless said that my Boston Bruins better play better. Oh, so they're now your Boston Bruins? What do you know about hockey, Skippy?
Go get them, dude. Go get them.
You don't know anything about hockey. And how can they be your Boston Bruins? You probably can't even know one famous hockey player who played on the Boston Bruins.
Go get them. It's your team.
Skippy Bayless said that my New England Patriots should win that game in Green Bay, but Mother Nature on road once again screwed the Patriots over.
Sure. You're going to blame something that you have no control over. Guess what? You got no control over the game either, you jackass. And you're just, what you're saying there, that's an excuse. And you know what I think of excuses, right? They're like assholes. Everybody's got one.
And that's what Skippy Bayless definitely has a lot of.
Don't use Mother Nature as an excuse. Why don't you say the truth? Green Bay Packers outplayed the New England Patriots. It's that simple. Why can't you just admit the truth? You know why? Because you're not a true broadcasting journalist. That's why.
That's true.
I got you again, Skip. You can't beat me. There's no way.
He probably will say with Christmas coming up in a few weeks, he says, all I want for Christmas is my Dallas Cowboys to clinch a playoff spot.
It's not gonna happen. It's the month of December. They don't win in December.
And Romo's 14-31 all time in December.
They don't win in December, and he's gonna say, "Oh yes, they do," and I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah," with a record like 14-31 for Romo, don't look like they win in December too much, do they?
Yeah, 14-21 and 3 straight 8-8 finishes.
That's right. When was the last time they made the playoffs? When was the last time Tony Romo played in the playoffs? If he's such a great quarterback, when was the last time he played in the playoffs?
That would be, my friend, January of 2010.
Boy, he's a great quarterback. He hasn't been in the playoffs in 4 years. Sit there and shut up, Skip.
Skippy Bayless wants to spend Christmas with Jerry Jones.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Probably spend it on his knees.
And then we're wondering what he got for Christmas.
He's spending it on his knees.
Yeah.
He's just stupid.
That concludes the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. We're going to run to commercial break. Frank Sprankle, be ready, bud. It's your hour.
Oh, my God. It's going to be a fun one. Jeff Escow, Showman on?
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Showman, and now the one and only, the big wind himself, Frank Sprankle.
The big wind.
Dude, get me in. Get me in on the conversation. Enough with the blowing.
All right, here's what I got. Actually, I do have a story to talk about.
Hold on a second, Sean. He wants
a question.
He wants to get into the Skippy conversation.
Yeah, let me ask you this: what happens if you had Christmas carolers outside that were Skip Bayless, Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett, and LeBron James, all caroling outside your house?
In San Diego.
I'm calling the cops.
And then they probably would say, "Well, why call the cops on us? All we're doing is singing Christmas carols to get you all in the Christmas spirit."
What's the worst gift you could possibly get on Christmas?
First of
is
all,
it a fruitcake, or is it the best of Skip Bayless volumes 1 through 5?
First of all, don't be on my doorstep singing Christmas carols. I'm freaking Jewish. Second of all, if you're on my doorstep, you're on my property, I want you arrested.
And they probably would say, "Arrested for singing Christmas carols?
Yeah,
Get the heck out of here."
I'm Jewish. You're on private property.
Yeah, but don't you get Hanukkah presents?
But that's not Christmas, is it? Get the hell away from me. Get the hell away from me, your Christmas carols.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you, what imagine for a Christmas or a Hanukkah gift if you get the best of Skip Bayless.
I would love that because I'd have all the ammunition in the world to fight his ass.
The best of Skip Bayless volumes 1 through 5.
And then I go right at him. You know me, man. I want
Michael
him. I
Jordan's
want
the
him.
best player of all time.
I want him. You know I want him.
Won 6 NBA titles.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Has lost 3 NBA finals.
Michael Jordan's never lost one that he's been in.
And LeBron's lost 3 of them. Actually, you want to know what, gentlemen? If you look at LeBron James and the NBA finals he has played in 5 in all, the losses outweigh the wins.
I know. So how do you tell me that he's better than Michael Jordan just with that alone?
Granted, he's been to 5 NBA finals, but he has lost 3.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't hear him being called no Air James. They're Air Jordans, correct?
Yes. Wait, hold on. I had a pair of Jordan. And you know what? The Jordan brand, that's going to go on forever.
That's right. You don't hear Air James, do you? Or Air King. James. Right? No, they're called Air Jordans, you freaking moron. Skip Bayless, you jackass.
I do have a story as we get into this next one, Frank, for the second hour. We go to the Monday Night Football game. I wanted to save this for you, Frank. The Miami Dolphins had one thing in mind, and that was to win to keep their playoff hopes alive, but it was not easy. They played against a Jet team who had nothing to lose, realizing for the 4th straight year they will be eliminated easily from playoff contention. Frank, your thoughts on the Dolphins and Jets, and you too, Jeff. What's your guys' thoughts on this game?
Didn't the Jets play pretty well in the first half?
Yeah.
Only the New York Jets can blow a lead like that.
That's not true. There's the other team that lives in New York can blow a lead just like that to a worse team that they played last night.
That's true, dude. I hate to admit it, but your team did. Yeah, but your favorite NFL team did blow a lead on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Jaguars are pathetic.
Correct.
But I got to tell you, I did have a chance to watch Rex Ryan's post-game press conference on Monday night. It seems that why do I have a feeling that Rex Ryan has already been told his fate?
He does. He knows.
Okay, but don't you get the sense that with every single loss, it just seems that Rex Ryan stands at the post-game press conference podium, and it's more depressing every single loss after every single loss?
You want to know something? He should not be standing there after every game. It should be the general manager. Because he's getting fired anyway. So what the hell?
Jeff, all right, why don't we talk about the state of New York football? And it hasn't been a good year. But look at the state of New York football here, Jeff. You've had the Giants, which obviously has a stronger fan base than the Jets.
Right.
This is an organization that has won how many Super Bowls?
3. Actually, no, the Giants have won a total of 4.
Total of 4.
Super Bowls. The Jets have only won 1.
Oh, the Jets.
And that was pre-NFL AFL merger.
Correct.
The Giants have had many Hall of Famers. if you look at the Jets, they haven't had that one player that has stood out from a marketing standpoint since Joe Namath.
Correct.
The Jets, really, if you look at the Jets, pretty much, and they've had some good players, obviously, over the last few decades, but overall, it's been really a sad state of affairs. While these Jet fans that wear gang green, and I have to call gang green nothing more than pain green, they had to watch the Giants win Super Bowls. Great players.
Correct.
That's why what Jeff calls the Giants is true. He says, look, the Giants are the older brother, the Jets are the little brother. And Rex Ryan, here's what he said last night. He goes, quote, I can't believe we're 2-10. He was just sitting there shaking his head at the podium. He goes, it's a joke. He said another thing, quote, I feel sick, Ryan says. We can't buy a win.
You want to know something?
Everybody has given up. Rex Ryan has given up. He knows his fate. The players have given up. They know the season is a lost cause. They don't have confidence in themselves.
No,
this New York Jets team has given up entirely. You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for December 29th.
That's the end of the season, right?
Well, December 28th is the end of the season,
right.
But they are waiting for Monday, December 29th, when they can wake up and not have to prepare for a game the next week.
And then realize what does the future hold for them, knowing that Rex Ryan will be gone.
Okay, but it's not just going to be Rex Ryan. Michael Vick. You think he's gone? I do.
He's gone. I know. You know who else I think is gone?
Who?
Geno
Smith.
I think he's gone too.
Well, take a look at where the Jets could stand in terms of a draft pick. Oh, and get this. I'm reading this. The wife of Eric Decker depressed over awful Jets.
What has she got to be depressed for?
I don't know. I'm just reading this article from the New York Post here.
She ain't playing.
I don't know if you know, but Eric Decker's wife happens to be Jessie James Decker. She's a country singer. She has sung the national anthem before a Jets game. And, of course, if you take a look at somebody like Eric Decker, here's a guy that goes from the penthouse of NFL teams to the outhouse of NFL teams.
Right. No, I get it. I understand it. But that team is terrible.
I honestly think this team, this New York Jets team, there's 4 games left. They're 2-10. They could finish 2-4. I think they're going to finish 2-14.
You think?
I think so, too. And here's the way I look at it, too, with the Jets. Okay, this schedule that they've had to open up has not been easy for them. They've gone up against quarterbacks that have had more playoff experience than them, and they've lost. And Rex and the Jets, here's another problem with the Jets. The problem is that they rely too much on field goals, way too much. They're very bad when it comes to getting the ball in, like at the 20-yard line, getting the ball in the red zone. And then, of course, turnovers have been bad. If you look at the stats last night, even Josh calls them the Raiders of the East Coast. If you look at the stats last night, Geno Smith was awful for them. He was 7 of 13. He only threw for 65 yards in the game. The Jets were relied more on running the football. And even John Gruden even pointed out that there was a lot of missed opportunities. And, of course, the Jets and the Dolphins are a great rivalry. I like the fact that they were talking about some of the great old Dolphin-Jet games from yesteryear, which was pretty cool. But for the Dolphins, this was going to the other side. This was a game, Jeff and Frank, the Dolphins could not afford to lose in order to keep their playoff hopes alive in the AFC wildcard.
What did you think of the pre-show?
Many people have been talking about a possible coaching change with the Miami Dolphins. Like, we know it's going to happen with the New York Jets. In terms of Joe Philbin, I don't see a coaching change happening because 7-5, that's not bad for the Dolphins. Look, they're not going to win that division, but they do stand to have an excellent shot at the wild card if they can win out.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Jeff?
Say that again, Sean?
I was just going to say, what were you saying? Were you asking a question?
Yeah, and I forgot what I was saying. You guys confused the crap out of me.
Oh, my goodness. It's been a long day, especially that first hour. Of course you forget.
Hey, man, what the hell? I got so much on my mind, man. I'm doing 6 million things at once. You know me.
Well,
wait, are you doing 6 million things at once right now?
Yeah.
Rex knows that he's had a pretty good run with the Jets when you think about it, Frank, going to them, because he got them to 2 straight AFC championship games. They got booted out. Rex had this high belief that he guaranteed a Jets Super Bowl. That didn't happen. So it's what people call same old Jets over and over again. That,
same old Jets, they've rock bottom.
And they, of course, we're talking about how the Jets realized that a lot of the moves they made have been bad moves. They lost a lot of big talent, especially from the 2010 team that a lot of people expected to be a big threat in the AFC, but that hasn't happened. So Jets in rebuilding. Who knows where they're going to be in 2015? Probably, again, not good expectations. Like Jeff said, Geno would be gone. And Michael Vick, remember, he only signed 1 year. Who knows if he's going to be back? And then the Jets wonder. Then the Jets wonder, who did they draft in the NFL? They were showing NFL draft for college quarterbacks.
Well, that's going to be a tough one because there's really not that standout quarterback that stands out. But let me ask the Jets fans this question: do they miss Tim Tebow about now?
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so,
Sean, because it seems that it's just been a revolving door of quarterbacks between Geno Smith and Michael Vick. Geno Smith, put him in, he doesn't play well.
Well,
Michael
you know
Vick,
why
you don't
Geno
put him in. He doesn't play well.
You know why Geno Smith was playing last night?
Because Michael Vick ain't playing well.
No, because the owner told Rex Ryan. Woody Johnson told Rex Ryan to play Geno Smith. That's why they ran like that.
Oh, so Woody Johnson's calling the plays from the owner's box.
Not the plays, but said, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is who you're going to play.
And here's the thing about Rex Ryan. Look, this guy, he's going to, within a few days, he's going to get a job somewhere else as a defensive coordinator. You know that.
Mm-hmm. And then you're wondering, who are the candidates available to take over Rex's job in New York in a few weeks? It'll be a coordinator. Probably that's what Woody Johnson will be looking at. He'll say, I'll look at a coordinator come over and get somebody over there to take over the Jet coaching job.
It's not going to be Jim Harbaugh.
No, Jim Harbaugh would not want to take the chance of going all the way to the East Coast. He wants to stay
Jim
in the
Harbaugh,
West.
listen, he may be coaching next year. It may not be the 49ers, but it's certainly not going to be the New York Jets.
It's not going to be the 49ers. Okay? There's a lot of teams.
Jets.
There's a lot of teams that are wanting him services. But watch out that he doesn't stay on the West Coast because of his wife. So basically, that leaves Oakland.
Wait. How do we know, Jeff? How do we know the Raiders are going to be playing in Oakland next year?
That's a good point.
How do we not know? The Raiders, I'm not saying definitely, but there is somewhat of a chance they could be playing in Los Angeles next year, like it or not.
I doubt it.
I thought it would be 2016 that LA would have their new stadium up, and then a team would be moving out, which would be the Raiders or maybe the Rams back to LA. And on that note,
about the Rams, Sean, their leases, they could move to LA next year, and you could play in a temporary stadium.
Sure.
In all probability, like the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, you play there for a season until the new stadium is built in a year or two.
Right.
And before we go to commercial, that may be the best thing for the Rams to do, just because of all the things that are going on in that area, which we won't get into.
Let's go to run a quick commercial break. Listen to Jeff Escar's show and man Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet, guaranteed every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Frank, you said you had a topic you wanted to talk about, so bring it.
Yeah, well, of course, we know what is happening in Ferguson, and that's not up for discussion about about the decision of what happened in Ferguson or the aftermath. But we can talk about the fact that it does involve sports here. And the St. Louis Rams, you had 5 players that walked out of the tunnel against the Oakland Raiders. Hard to believe these are 2 teams that could be returning to L.A. You had Old L.A. against Old L.A. But anyway, you had 5 players of the St. Louis Rams that came out of the tunnel with their hands up in displaying protest for the decision not to indict the police officer here. Now, I'll say this. As far as the NFL is concerned, they're not going to be fining these 5 players, nor should they be. Look, they don't have to like the decision, but that is a form of freedom of speech here.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I know. I understand it.
Isn't that what we do? Listen, isn't that what we do on Sports World Radio?
Right.
All right. If you take a look at certain media outlets, I'm not going to mention any names. Don't these media outlets tend to censor the on-air personalities?
Mm-hmm.
So what different are these players in terms as opposed to us? We have the right to our opinion. So I got to say kudos to the NFL for not deciding to fine these players, regardless of what you think.
Well, they should have been.
But they should have been fined?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why? They're exercising the right to freedom of speech. They may be offending some people, but too bad.
They walked out on their team, right?
No, they walked out on the field.
They walked off
the field.
They walked off the field?
No, they walked on the field with their team, the St. Louis Rams.
I don't get what you're saying.
They walked on the field out of the tunnel. You know how you have right before the game, you have the players walk on the field, walk out of the tunnel.
Okay, so that's what every player does. They walk out onto the tunnel, onto the field. So why are they different?
But you have 5 players that had their hands up in the air.
For player introductions.
In a fist?
In a fist?
Was it in a fist?
No, their hands were up.
So?
So that's they shouldn't be fined.
Did anybody in the stadium know what the hell they were doing?
I'm sure some might have. I wasn't in the Edward Jones Dome.
Because if I would have seen that, I would have had no idea what they were doing.
All right.
Probably would have been confusing, to say the least, about what they're trying to do, but they're trying to help a community out that's dealing with content.
And you know what? Isn't that what's great about sports? I mean, you got to understand, this all was happening last Monday night. You know what? I had the Rams. No, not the Rams. I had the Ravens and the Saints on. Isn't that what's great about sports? It can be a diversion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it.
I couldn't care less.
But hold on. Isn't that the point of what we're doing here?
Right. You are 100% correct.
That's the beauty of sports. We know what has happened in this country over the last week and a half. But the beauty of it is we can turn to sports to get the you-know-what away from these issues.
Correct.
Just try to focus on playing NFL. That's what they have to do, and realize, put everything aside and just try to make it a fun time, to tell people to get, to stop fighting and stop clashing and having all that violence that's going on in that area.
And was it a great game for the Rams fans? Because they shut out the Raiders. Granted, we know it's the mediocre Raiders, but they shut them out 52-0.
Yeah. 52-0, helping the team out. And the Rams, they even pointed out about that gesture that they did. But they said, a lot of people say with the Rams that they're a team that nobody should be playing because they have a very good defense, and the Rams are very much improved. They won't make it, but the teams they've beaten this year have been pretty incredible for a wild, wacky NFL season.
No, Sean, you're right. You're right. They're not going to make any playoff run. They're not even going to be in a wild card. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at that NFC West, that's coming down to the Cardinals and the Seahawks. However, if you look at the Arizona Cardinals, this is a team that's not clicking right now. You need to, granted, you can win consistency throughout the season, but I said throughout the season. That includes at the tail end of the season. Team that has dropped 2 straight. The Seattle Seahawks are turning up the pace here.
Do you both think, Jeff and Frank, that the Cardinals are starting to slip and that the Seahawks will overtake them and win the NFC West division?
You better believe I am thinking that. And not to mention, they have one more game left that's going to be played in Arizona. I don't think it matters, but that's what we are seeing from the Arizona Cardinals. They lost to the Atlanta Falcons. I know they're a team struggling, but they're also fighting for the NFC South, which, gosh awful. We may see a team under 500 win that division.
They got quarterback trouble.
You should have been the Falcons.
They got quarterback troubles, freaking Arizona.
Yeah, Drew Stanton's their quarterback, and he's not making much of his time.
No, they got quarterback troubles.
And, Jeff, do you believe it, though, too, that you're beginning to see the tide is starting to turn against Arizona and that Seattle could very well retain the division?
No, I don't see that. They just have quarterback troubles. That's all. They got to fix their quarterback problem.
Either way, listen, whoever wins that division, I still don't want to play the Green Bay Packers because I'm convinced Green Bay is going to get the number 1 seed. I did watch the game. I watched all the games on Sunday. And by the way, Sean, I want to say Tom Brady has got to be one of the biggest crybabies in all of sports.
Thank you.
Well, he was fed up with the way the whole team played, and they didn't play well, and they had trouble stopping Aaron Rodgers all day. Well, here's the thing. Rodgers. Rodgers, quit the whining, you bastard.
Well, you're the one who's whining. You're the one who's whining. You're coming up with the excuses.
No, I am giving a perspective on what I see. It was
go ahead.
It was a tough day to stop Aaron Rodgers. The guy has been on fire. They have to play the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. They are the team that very likely will get the number 1 seed, but don't rule out Philadelphia. The Eagles are on fire too. And the Cowboys, I'm starting to see the tide kind of shutting with them because they had an embarrassing game on the Thanksgiving afternoon game. The point is that Cowboys might be collapsing and the Cardinals may be collapsing.
I think the Cardinals just need to fix their quarterback problem. If they can't do that, they're done.
You know why I think the Green Bay Packers are going to be playing in Glendale on February 1st? One word, camaraderie.
Yeah.
Camaraderie, that's it. I mean, you should see the unity this team has. If you have that type of team unity, we saw it from the Seahawks last year. We're seeing it from the Packers this year. On top of that, the slogan has been from the mouth of Aaron Rodgers, relax. We got it. We're gonna be fine. That's why I think the Green Bay Packers are going to be in Glendale for the Super Bowl.
And that's exactly why he, like when you said the concept of relax was the big thing, is that everybody said, oh, the Packers look bad. They look bad. They couldn't beat Detroit. But Aaron Rodgers told the whole team and told Packer fans to relax. It's going to be okay. And they have been on a roll. And I know, Frank, that the Patriots looked really, really bad in the game against them. Hopefully the Patriots will definitely see the Packers in the Super Bowl and they can remember what the Packers did against them. Because you got to remember, when a team gets beat in a season game, and they see them in a playoff game or in a Super Bowl, they remember that, and then they are ready to get their revenge. It's a different situation in playoffs because that's when the games count.
Let me ask you this question. All right, as far as what we saw on Sunday, many people were using those 3 words, Super Bowl preview. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think we're going to see either one of those teams in the Super Bowl, B, these 2 teams meeting again in the Super Bowl, or C, none of the above? Both of these teams will not be in the Super Bowl. I'm going to take one of these teams, and that'll be the Packers.
Oh, boy.
I'll take
it wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots, hold on, but that also, too, depends, Sean, on home field advantage for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Hey, is your phone running out of battery?
Oh, yeah. No. I had to charge it up.
Better plug that sucker in.
So we'll see what happens with that. Another thing we got to mention before we go to the second and final update, and we'll probably talk about this, Dallas Cowboys are another team that Jeff and I are beginning to see the ending with them being 8-4. They do play the Chicago Bears on Thursday night, and I can't wait to hear Frank's perspective on that game.
That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be an entertaining game. The Bears have had their struggles. This is more of a must-win for the Dallas Cowboys.
Can I get a win from your Bears this Thursday night?
It's highly possible, but it would be a close win because the fact is, listen, I wouldn't be surprised because you want to know why? The Bears defense just can't make the stops.
Well, they better make the stops.
The Bears can only beat mediocre teams, and they don't beat them by much.
They better make the stops.
They beat the Vikings. They beat the Buccaneers, but they beat both of those opponents by 8 points in back-to-back weeks.
They better make the freaking stops because this is ridiculous.
Well,
you know
I don't see them doing it, Jeff.
Well, we'll find out. Hey, we're going to run to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by flipperflipper.com. Head on over and get yourself a flipper today. Are you tired of lifting and lowering your toilet seat by hand? Well, don't fret. Get yourself a flipper today. It attaches to the underside of your toilet seat so you never, ever have to touch the toilet seat ever again to lift it or lower it. Go to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much, and welcome everybody to the last update, 31 minutes after the hour on the 2nd of December, 2014. In the NBA right now, the Cavaliers lead the Bucks 26-18. Other games, Celtics at the Hawks, Lakers at the Pistons, Nets at the Knicks, Mavericks at the Bulls, Thunder at Pelicans, Trailblazers at Nuggets, Pacers at Suns, Raptors at Kings, and the Magic taking on the Warriors. And speaking of which, real quickly for the this update, the team that has not won a game, looking at it right now, would be the Philadelphia 76ers. They lost last night, dropping them to an NBA worst 0-17. They are one loss away, ladies and gentlemen, from tying the 2009-2010 Nets, who went 0-18. History will be bad for them if they lose tomorrow night. In the NHL, here are the games that we have right now. The Islanders hosting the Senators. Senators lead that game 1-0. Devils at the Penguins. Canucks at Capitals. Predators at Hurricanes. Lightning at Sabres. Stars at Maple Leafs. Panthers at Red Wings. Coyotes at Flames. Flyers at Sharks. And Bruins at Kings. In the NFL, the misery continues for the New York Jets, dropping to 2-10 and blowing the game, losing 16-13 to their AFC East rivals, the Miami Dolphins, which keep the Dolphins' playoff hopes alive in the AFC. The Jets will miss their 4th straight playoffs, which means that Rex Ryan's departure very close to happening. That's the final update for Sports World Radio. Update was brought to you by flipper.com. When we come back from the update and the commercial break, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow, Frank Sprankle, and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 o'clock on the east, 3 o'clock on the west, and if you live in the central,
figure it out for yourself.
See, I think Frank beat you again.
No, I beat him. I beat him before he did that.
Oh, concede and take your loss.
One of these times I'm going to say, and if you live in the mountain,
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Look at Frank. He's all over it, man.
I got a quick mind.
The next topic we get to, we move to the NBA right now. And as I mentioned in the update, Jeff and Frank, the Philadelphia 76ers, the misery continues. They are 0-17. We all pretty much knew that with the 76ers, it was going to be a long year for them. Wow. Wouldn't you feel bad if you were a 76er fan? 0-17.
How does it feel?
Something to do. And hey, listen, if you need something quiet to do, go to a 76ers game. Seriously, if you want to read a book, let me tell you something.
read a book or read a newspaper.
Listen, not this past season, but last season. This was Wednesday after Labor Day. I went to the Cubs-Marlins game. These were 2 of the worst teams in the National League. It was a Wednesday afternoon. The kids were in school. Pretty much everybody was at work, but I had a day off, so I needed something to do. I decided to go at the last minute to see the Marlins-Cubs at Wrigley Field. They must have had less than 20,000 in the ballpark, Wrigley Field. Hard to believe, Wrigley Field drawing less than 20,000. One guy that I was sitting by was reading a book.
Here's the way I look at it with winning and losing years. Some years are good and some years are bad. That's the way you look at it. And Jeff, I was going to ask you, buddy, what's your thoughts about the Philadelphia 76ers being 0-17?
They suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
I probably would say, here, I'll just give my season tickets to anybody who wants to go to a 76ers game because I don't care anymore.
What else do you say?
Yeah.
Right? What else do you say?
Yep.
Well, you know what? The Lakers may have a drawing. Kobe's from, around Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, right. He's around Philadelphia. And the 76ers, in my opinion, They have not been the same since the Allen Iverson days when he talked all about his practice speech.
By the way, did anybody have a chance last season to see Allen Iverson's retirement number speech?
Yeah.
Dude, the guy sounded like he was completely uneducated.
He was.
He is.
He was and is.
He was and is now.
Correct.
And I can't say forever will be unless he educates himself better.
Which he's not going to.
Well, what do the 76ers need to do? The way I look at it, Phil, the 76ers already are done. They need to realize they got to figure out what they're going to do for the offseason next year and what kind of trades they can make to be a good NBA basketball team. Remember when we were on?
They're not free. All right, let me ask you, if you're a free agent, would you want to sign with the Philadelphia 76ers?
No,
because Cleveland Indians back in the day.
No, and I know Philadelphians will not tolerate this losing by the 76ers. They've already had to deal with a lot of that misery. And I say, look, they haven't been big since the Allen Iverson days. They haven't even been big since Jeff grew up watching Dr. Julius Erving of the 76ers back in the 80s and how big those 76er teams were in the city of Philadelphia.
The 76ers in the 80s, not really much in the 90s, but, well, even really starting with the late 90s with Allen Iverson, there have been times in which the Philadelphia 76ers have been pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
17. All right, look, I knew Philadelphia was going to be bad, but I had no idea that in the world of Carmen Sandiego that they were going to start off 0-17.
Yeah.
I didn't either. Were they one loss away from tying the NBA record?
Yeah, they're one loss away tomorrow, Jeff, from tying an NBA record from the 2009-2010 Nets to being 0-18.
Okay, let me ask you this. If they lose that game, I don't know when their next game is after that, but let's say they lose tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Should NBA TV televise the game after that to see if they actually break the record?
I don't think so.
Why not? It's history.
Because the 76ers aren't big. They're probably saying, oh, this team doesn't mean worth a hill of beans. All we want to do is follow. All we want to do
is because many people don't have it.
Well, and they'll be like, oh, it isn't worth a hill of beans. We'll just follow the LeBron James Cleveland Cavaliers because they're the real deal.
You know what? The Toronto Raptors have won 13 games. The Portland Trailblazers have won 13 games.
The Raptors are
favorite
good.
team is the Chicago Bulls. They're 11-6.
The Raptors are good. And real quickly, when I look at the standings right now, and I know we got to get our NBA elimination pick in there, and Jeff and we do that every Friday. I'll tell you one thing about the Cavaliers: 8-7 right now. They're trailing the Chicago Bulls and Toronto. Like Jeff even said, they're not going to win with the roster they have. And Jeff says, nobody listens to me, but look right there. Look at what we got for the standings. They would be the 6th seed if the playoffs started today. You know who they'd play up against? The Chicago Bulls in the first round if the playoffs started today.
Do you know what's amazing here about the Cleveland Cavaliers? The Milwaukee Bucks at 10-8 have a better record.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Kidd, my goodness, this guy should be coach of the year. That's not bad for Milwaukee.
Yeah, the Bucks aren't bad. The Bucks had their struggles too.
Yeah,
and how
they've
about
been
this?
mediocre. They've almost been like the 76ers. They just haven't lost as many games.
Well, here's what Josh says. You knew how the Lakers have the 33-game winning streak, and the 76ers will have a long 35-game losing streak. And Josh also says they are a disgrace to the NBA, the 76ers are. I agree. If you like, Frank, if you had season tickets, you probably would say, you know, I'll just sell my season tickets to anybody and go focus on the Eagles. That's if we were living in Philadelphia and Philadelphia sports.
Or the Flyers. They play in the same arena. Okay, I sell my season tickets. Would I actually have a buyer?
Jeff, would you do that? Let's say, Jeff, you had season tickets and you're a big 76ers fan, even though I know you're the Knicks fan, and then you just see this 0-17. What would you do with your season tickets?
Hey, Jeff, and remember, you could probably get 25 cents for those season tickets.
I'd give him to either a family in need or a homeless person.
Dude, yeah, imagine that, a homeless bum a homeless bum going to a 76ers
This way
game.
he can get inside for a little bit. Because it's cold in Philadelphia right now, right? It's wintertime in Philadelphia, so if they're playing, he's got a ticket. They can't tell him he can't come in, can he? He can go use the
go to the games. Just bring yourself a book. Yeah,
you
just
can
bring
go.
yourself
No,
a
you
book
can
or
go
a
use
Let me
newspaper.
ask you this: in terms of the seats, because many people are going to go to 76ers games. Here's what would be good for the television cameras: just bring stuffed animals and put them in the seats.
No, you know what you do? I'm going to give the ticket to a homeless person, and I'm going to give him $20 so he can eat.
That's not bad. Hey, you know what?
Then he
Dude,
can
you're
use
a modern day Kris Kringle.
And then he can use the facilities, get himself all cleaned up, shower in the bathroom, whatnot.
Wait, how can you shower in an arena bathroom?
He'll use the sink, man. Trust me, those homeless people are
My
clever.
goodness. Dude, that is gross.
Those homeless people are clever. Trust me, man. Let him use the facilities. Let him eat. And he'll just sit there. Nobody will bother him. He'll be all right, man.
Dude, that is gross.
You like that? That's
Hell
a good
no.
idea, right?
Yeah.
That's a good idea right there, Junior.
And other news to report for the NBA. Frank, you wanted to bring this up, and I know we're going to talk about this last commercial break. Kevin Durant expected to make his return after
Tonight.
being absent with injury.
How about that? What do you think of that there, Poindexter?
Hey, let me ask you, isn't this what makes the NBA great, that it depends on that one guy?
Thunder know that if they want to get back in this thing, they got Durant back, but they need to start winning games now just to have a chance to even get in, maybe as like a 6th or a 7th seed in the Western Conference, and what I consider to be a much better conference than the Eastern Conference.
Well, we knew that coming in. But here's another thing to look at too. Don't you think Durant's going to need a few games to get in mental shape? He can get in physical shape all he wants. What about basketball shape? Mental point of it.
Yeah, he's going to need to get in shape. It's going to take him a while to get adjusted to being getting back in the routine again.
Yeah, so don't depend on Kevin Durant to be really effective for a good 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, and I keep wondering too if Scotty Brooks is going to be done after this year. Like, Thunder make the playoffs, don't make the playoffs. Will he be gone after next year?
Well, if they don't make the playoffs, this is something you really need to be asking Nicholas, because he's the Thunder fan. But I'll tell you, if they don't make the playoffs, you can certainly expect that there would be a possible coaching change. And here's another thing too about Durant. His minutes are going to be limited.
Yeah, and on that note, we got to run to our final commercial of the day.
Listening to Jeff Escott, Sean Man, Frank Sprinkle on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to SportsWorldRadio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio, the final segment of the show. We've been jamming it out here. I have Frank. He was still talking during the break. He was still asking me a question when we came back from the air. What was your question, my friend?
I asked you many questions. How am I supposed to learn in life unless I ask questions?
We were talking about the gentleman, the umpire in Major League Baseball who just came out and admitted that he was gay.
Scott, former American League umpire, at least from the mid '80s until the NL and AL umps were meshed into one. And
correct. So what did you say to me?
He's been an umpire since 1986. Came out that he was a homosexual. All I can say is I really don't care.
I mean neither. But what did you say to me while we were coming back? I was counting down and you were asking me a question. What were you asking me?
I don't know. I asked you a lot of questions.
Sean, do you remember what the rat bastard was asking me?
We got to go to Sean for this one.
Oh, you were talking about the Major League Baseball umpire that was admitted that he was.
I know he was asking me another question about another guy, and I just kept counting down to shut him up.
Was this Joey Crawford?
Well, yeah, you were talking about Joey Crawford, right? Is that who you were talking about?
Yeah, I had no idea he was still in the
NBA. You were talking about Joey Crawford, and I didn't mean. I had to tell you to be quiet there, Frank, because Jeff was getting us back on the air.
Yeah, that's what Sean was doing. Sean was going shh, 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 as I was counting down because Frank just kept talking. It was great. Because Frank just kept asking the question.
In the NBA. How old's Joey Crawford now?
95? No, I think he's like 62 or
Joey
63.
Crawford is like.
I'll tell you what, he's in shape if he's 95. He's the best 95-year-old there is in terms of physical fitness.
He's in his 60s.
No, are you sure?
Yes.
You sure he's not past 70?
Well, maybe he is. If he's past, no. No,
he is 63 years old.
Thank
he was
you.
born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Sean. Or did Josh
Let
do
me ask
that?
you this: does Joey Crawford look older than 63?
Yes, he looks like he's about 95. I can't stand Joey Crawford. He's 63 years old. Don't you think they should have a freaking age limit in the NBA for referees?
So wait, hold on. Joey Crawford, you have him misplaced for somebody that would be living in a retirement home.
Correct. He's 63 years old, for Christ's sakes. You can't run up and down the court like you did when you were 30. Get the hell off the court.
He could probably say, why should I get off the court?
Because
I'm making millions of dollars. I'm an NBA referee, and I know how to call the game.
Because the game is faster than you can run and see.
Dude, I got a perfect job for Joey Crawford.
What's that?
Okay, well,
I do too.
I forget. Who does ESPN have as their NBA ref analyst?
No, I don't even think he needs to be doing that. You know what I think he needs to do? I think he needs to stay on the road as an NBA referee who analyzes the referees during the game, like they have for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be a great job for Joey Crawford.
Great job for Joey Crawford. He could sit up there in the press box and watch the referees run up and down and just
and you know
analyze
what? That's
them.
great. You know what? You get to eat all the food, have
Exactly,
some beverages. Man. Hey, it's perfect.
When I lived in Kansas City, I sat next to Steve Palermo. You remember Steve Palermo, who was injured?
Yes,
the referee, the umpire? Yes. He was at all the Kansas City Royal games doing referee judgments and, writing them down. And, he was judging the umpires, on how they did during each call and how they did during the game. That's what Joey Crawford should be doing right now instead of refereeing.
I'm just curious who does that for the NFL.
I'm sure they have ex-NFL referees doing it. I'm sure they do.
Well, you have to have it at every NFL game.
Yes, they have it at every Major League Baseball game, every freaking NFL game. Yes, yeah, I tell you that's the best way to see how your umpires and referees are doing. Is during the game.
Thing. Everybody can be better in their profession, whatever it is.
They get analyzed during every game by former referees and umpires, and it's only fair.
But like I said, everybody can be better.
Correct, and it's only fair. I used to sit next to Joey Crawford. Steve Palermo all the time in the press box when I went to the Kansas City game. And I used to look at him, and he used to shake it.
He told you.
I used to look at him when controversial calls come up, and I used to look at him, and he'd shake his head either yes or no. That's all I needed. I didn't have to speak to him.
You sit next to a guy such as Joey Crawford. Imagine the stories he could tell you.
Oh, I know.
How about this?
That's where you shut up and listen.
That's exactly right.
How about this next story right here for the NBA All-Star Game, getting away from Joey Crawford? How about this? Adidas unveiled its designs for the uniforms and apparels for the 2015 NBA All-Star Game on Tuesday morning. Jeff, I better send this story to you. You'll be amazed with what they did with the change of uniforms. You too, Frank. The uniforms are starkly plain compared to those of previous years, a tribute to the style of the host city's basketball past. Quote, "It's simple and timeless," said David Cho, who oversees the NBA's partnership with Adidas, the league's official on-court apparel supplier. It's a nod to the history, culture, and style of New York City basketball.
Wow.
I'm checking it out now. I've not had a chance to check it. Oh, hold on.
Here, I better send this.
Don't
Jeff,
send it.
Yeah,
Don't send
I'm
it to
looking
me.
at it now.
Don't send it to me on Skype because I'm not gonna click it on that Skype. So don't send it to me.
No, I'm looking at it right now. As a matter of fact, hold on.
I don't.
These are pretty interesting.
Oopsie.
But you know where the NBA makes a big fashion statement? It's Christmas Day.
Yeah, but
Those
you know
are
what?
disgusting.
The NBA All-Star Game, I enjoy it because it's a lot of fun to be able to watch the slam dunk contest.
They're disgusting looking.
I enjoy that. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy the Saturday night skills competition. The All-Star Game on Sunday, boring.
I kind of like the fact that they're all going to be wearing the same uniform instead of wearing their own team uniforms.
I don't know. I think the team uniform looks nice because it's you're representing your particular organization.
Yeah, but it gets confusing sometimes.
But look at Major League Baseball.
I like the fact that they're going to have one team in just white and blue and the other team in black and red and white and blue. I kind of like that. That'll work out. The West is going to be in the black uniform, and I guess the East is going to be in the white uniform.
Yeah, and then they said the most notable absence on the jersey is the lack of conference identifier. The league has had, quote, East and, quote, West on its All-Star jersey since the 1960s.
Correct.
Players from the Eastern Conference will wear white, like
Right.
you pointed out, Jeff, while players from the Western Conference will wear black.
Right.
Guys, let me ask you this.
I'm
Do you
okay
remember
with
the NBA Christmas Day jerseys from last year? Remember they had
Not much. I didn't watch a lot of the Christmas games last year there, Frank.
Where's the game this year?
I'll give you an example. Did you saw, unfortunately, the Bulls-Celtics game on Saturday afternoon, correct?
Yeah,
Or Friday,
I think.
Friday afternoon it was.
So is this game in Brooklyn?
I think it's at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I
This
have to look
game's
that
in the
up and see.
Barclays Center of Brooklyn because I'm looking at, they have some other logos on there. Okay, according to the league, a taxi checkered pattern signifies Manhattan. A brick pattern stands in for Brooklyn's famous Brown House. Queens, Upshire from the 1964 World's Famous Fair is in the Star. A vinyl record gives shout out to the Bronx significance of the rise of hip hop. And the waves emanate from Staten Island's particular star. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4 different logos on a sleeve on their warm-up jersey, each one meaning something different.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It is. The NBA All-Star Weekend events on February 13th and 14th will be split between the Barclays Center in Brooklyn and Madison Square Garden in Manhattan. The game will be played at Madison Square Garden on February 15th, 2015.
And then they're also going to have, in addition to that, players with historical pasts of their own will also wear patches with either an NBA champion, Rookie of the Year, League MVP, or All-Star Game MVP designation. In LeBron James's case, he'll have a very busy left sleeve.
You know what LeBron James will look like with his uniform?
Yeah, I know.
He'll look like a general.
Yeah, he'll look like a police officer.
He'll look like a 5-star general.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the last time that an All-Star game had been played at Madison Square Garden was 1998. Frank, I know you remember that. That was Michael Jordan's last year, and he won the All-Star MVP award that year in 1998. Now they're playing again. But this is kind of cool when you bring this topic up because of how different they're going to do things as far as the uniforms go. With the West wearing the black
We'll
and
see
the
how it
East
looks. We'll
white.
see how it looks on TV. Hey, we got to get the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. That's our 2 hours of sports talk. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know myself did. I know Sean did. I know Frank did for the last hour. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
For Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. See you tomorrow, bitches.
Later.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's